Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Monday Morning YoYo. I, of course, am your host, G2 Jake. Now, news in the yo-yo world outside of G2. We always try to hit something. I don't have a whole lot. There's no contest coming up immediately. East Coast Masters, middle of March, and then we talked about some other contests last week on the Walk the Dog podcast. But I have been getting this question quite a bit about possible tariffs or tariffs, how it will affect the yo-yo world. I don't know. I haven't read completely into it with the value coming down for what will be taxed. Basically, I am operating like it's not going to affect me. And if that changes, it changes. But right now, for the most part, when I'm getting parts in for yo-yos, I don't think that it's going to be affected unless you're getting finished goods. Then you might see something affected. But my guess is the smaller quantity I'm doing, the small value, which that is on the scale of what's a small quantity, what's a small value. In the world of yo-yo, it might be a high quantity and high value, but in the world of the world, it's not. But for the most part, like, parts come through and the value is lower. It's not a completed good. You'll see this is a non-blasted AL7 Afterlife. And that's how it comes through. So that's what we have here. Most of the time. Some bimetals can be a little bit different. But so I don't know. I don't expect any changes on my end, but that's obviously subject to change. I didn't read into it too much or find anybody to ask questions to. I just don't think it's going to affect me. Now, other yo-yo manufacturers might be different. Let's just say the big boys, Yo-Yo Factory, Duncan. I do think it would affect them because they are shipping boatloads of yo-yos in a shipping container across the ocean, completed goods. So I do think that there is a higher chance that it does affect them. Your middlemen that are getting your other brands that are getting items shipped across that are completed, I don't really know because they're going to be individual box of 100 yo-yos or whatever it is, and the value might be low enough that it doesn't affect anything for them either. So I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. I think people it's a talking point right now, maybe, that people want to hear about, talk about how's it going to affect it. The what ifs is kind of fun, but I don't expect it to change anything on my end. But who knows? Not an expert in it by any means. That's a little bit of news outside of G2, I guess, that people have been asking me about. Last week, Loadout Tuesday was back, and it is back. So, things are good. We also dropped those testers with the Loadout Tuesday last week of the Evolution. Basically, so the anodizer got his new acid. We've been talking about it. And he was trying just to experiment. Hey, before I run a full run, let's experiment here. Let's do a single colorway of the Loadout 7068. So those are dipped twice, a process before anodizing, just to prepare the aluminum. 6061 Evolutions, we did those once to see how they would hold up to the buildup of the anodizing layer. We ran into issues in the past doing multiple dips on 6061 and then doing like more than 2 dips on 7068 and 7075. So that's where we're at. Things seem to be good, but we'll have a better idea when I get a full batch in. So right now he is working on a restock for me for one tank. One tank is about 80 pieces, and then he's jumping into the customs that were ordered. And then I've got 2 more tanks of parts ordered from him. So he's pretty busy with the G2 stuff right now, but that's where we're at before we can really finalize, hey, things are good to go, almost full steam ahead like normal. Average Throwers Club is taking off through the roof to the moon. wherever. It is wild. I looked at it this morning to try and help Phil Toilet Circle add the credits and points to the scoreboards, and there was a boatload. I think there was 28 this morning. He had already added some, but 28 this morning to add. So I'm getting to work on that a little bit, but as you can see here, fresh merch. I'm going to get these up as soon as I can. Average Throwers Club hats are in. Buy them, use your credits, whatever you want to do. Some beanies as well, I'll get those up. Pressuring myself to get I need the white logo or gray logo for the black shirts. I think more of you want the black shirts than the white shirts with the black logo. There was just an issue with the transfers that were sent to me. So I've got to get those ordered and get rocking and rolling on that. But get your coin, get your decal, get your sticker. I don't know if I put the magnets up or not. Or even if I ordered. Yeah, I got the magnets. I don't know if I put the magnets up yet. But anyways, the tricks, they're rolling. They're awesome. Thanks for participating in Average Throwers Club, and hopefully it's helping you become a better yo-yoer. This week's trick, we don't have the tutorial up, so this is what it looks like. This is something that you just it's a really easy trick, but can be added on to almost the end of any combo to give it a little flash appeal. As always, this is only on the Discord. That's basically where it's easiest to post videos and judge them, and we have the bot for the credits and points. But that's what the trick looks like, that little transition into a GT, rolling GT slack. Really easy to learn, add it to your tricks. So this week, if you're watching this and you already know that trick, if you can, I would really challenge you to throw that on the end of something else. Hopefully you can do that. Would be ideal. How can I help you, ma'am?
I don't need help.
Before we get to this week, Matt, go ahead and take it away with the bangers.
What's happening, beautiful people? Happy Monday. I hope life is good for you. Hope everything is cracking-a-lacking just how you want it in life. Hope you guys enjoy this week's bangers as well. We got some good ones for you. Let's ride. Up first this week is Matty Ice, and I mean, guys, check out this perfectly executed Himmosin hook. Perfectly executed here, plus 69 points. Love to see dudes like this still work, putting out good stuff, just cranking it out. Love to see this banger, dog. Thanks so much for sharing it, brother. Up next this week is this cat, and I mean, guys, I love bouncy and flowy tricks. This homie does it super great. The way you never really know where he's going to go next with the yo-yo, the way he manipulates the string is just simply great. Brother, thank you so much for sharing this week's banger. I appreciate it, dog. Last but certainly not least, homie is giving out Professor Snape vibes, and all he's going to do is use that yo-yo against the dark arts. Okay, not really, but dude really has a sick flow about himself. It's just absolutely a gorgeous trick. Thank you so much for sharing this week's trick, Professor. We sure enjoyed it. Anyways, y'all, that has been this week's bangers. Hope you guys have enjoyed them. I'm sure you guys have. Professor Snape really just toned it in with that beautiful 1A. You gotta love it. Anyways, guys, I cannot wait to see y'all next week. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Let's ride, dog.
Thank you, sir. You the man. I don't know how he goes through, downloads, commentates over multiple tricks each week. Does a great job showcasing those players, and I think it's a great little community spotlight, basically. So thank you, Matt. Appreciate you. I completely forgot last Friday's drop. Double Rainbow Galaxy release. Sometimes I like to do the lottery for the Rainbow Galaxy. Since we did two, decided to do it together. The Nessie 24 and the Banshee T52. Now the Banshee T52, I had originally planned on saving those, like giving some time to breathe for the Unicorn Storm drop that happened the week prior. But with the demand so high, I decided just to get the Rainbow Galaxy out there as soon as possible, because listen, you need a T52. So I had them here to sell, so there they are. Restock, I don't know, guys, on the T52. We'll see how quickly we can get that working. Jumble some things around. We'll see. Oh, speaking of that, workhorses. They are set to be getting here at the end of February, so anodizing kind of, we'll see how things go for when they get here. But I really do want to get those to you for the Workhorse pre-order at some point in March for Modern Responsive March. The earlier the better, obviously. 7075 Packstorm Geese, those are looking like, my guess is April. That's just my tentative guess right now, just so that you have it. And then what do we say for, today's the last day to get in on this. I don't know if you're seeing it. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but it's going to be not 75% of the entries. It's going to be limited to 18 for each of these. They're already above, like if we took 75% of the entries for the lottery, it would be to a greater number than 18. So that is our limit on these Protos for the TIE Cubby, the Valhalla X, the Slate version 2. I posted that up on the Discord, and the free G2 Lounge on Patreon. So it's a lottery to see who can get those Protos. Those Protos were, I believe, slated for just under 3 months from now. So what are we at? Mid-February, March, April, May. So mid-May is probably the safest bet, but it could be early May on those prototypes. Winners are going to be emailed on Tuesday for who wins those lotteries for those Proto pre-orders. I always like to keep the Protos limited, just learning from issues in the past where I had large runs of prototypes. Prototype's a prototype. It needs to remain limited and add to its cool factor overall, in my opinion. So that's where we're at right now. That's the rules of the road, the rules of the trade for me, limiting the prototypes even though there's a huge demand for them. This week, Loadout Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, every single Tuesday. Every single Tuesday. You don't know what's coming with it, if anything's coming with it, but there will be a loadout. May or may not be something else with it. So always do your best to try and check the store, whether you're looking for a loadout or not. So that's Tuesday. That's a staple. That's happening. Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern is kind of our other standard drop time. And the plan is to have a release this Friday, and next week will be Patreon shipments. So that's where we're at in the world of G2. This has been your Monday Morning Yo-Yo. Thanks for watching. Happy throwing.